similar to what was utilized in Europe to bring back the economies, because borrowings are not a sustainable solution. I mean, most of the countries within the Caribbean, they are highly indebted. They have very high debt to GDP ratios, and in essence, they need grants, they need debt write-offs, and they also to build capacity in certain critical areas in order to grow businesses.
Prime Minister, who should lead on this? Because you talk about a Marshall Plan, but the Marshall Plan was led by the US, which of course had not suffered the same, if you like, devastation that Europe had suffered. I wonder, since the US economy has been hurting, who's going to make the call for some form of debt relief for the Caribbean?
Well, within the Caribbean region, we have been engaging the international financial institutions, the IMF and the World Bank, and they have shown some concern, but at the same time, I do not believe that they have come up with the type of bespoke financial instruments that are required to ensure a sustainable recovery. But I believe, though, that the United States, as the wealthiest country on the planet, and certainly, a bigger neighbor to the north, that they too have an obligation to assist us to have some level of quick and certainly sustainable recovery here in the Caribbean.
The answer is not more debt, is it? I mean, I'm not a global debt expert, but I do know enough to know the answer's not more debt, or perhaps even restructuring the existing sizable debt of many of the countries. We're talking here about debt relief.
Well, absolutely. And, there can be some bespoke financial instruments in which they can term out debts over a longer period, maybe over 30 years at a low interest rate. Generally, those facilities are reserved for very poor countries, the IVA countries, but I believe that those facilities should be extended to other Caribbean countries who are deemed to be middle-income countries or even wealthy small island developing states. The situation of COVID, in which lives and livelihoods were decimated within the Caribbean, calls for more bespoke and more responsive financial instruments.
Prime Minister, we'll talk more next year.